Hello. If you're wanting to audition for tenors or bass drum, um, it's pretty much the same patterns on the warm-up as the snare drum. And if all you have available as a practice pad at home, obviously most of us don't have our own set of quints laying around the house. You can just play it all on a pad or a single drum, that's fine. It's just going to be important that I can see your technique and that you can play the patterns cleanly, even if it's just on one drum or pad. So that's fine if you do that. But just a couple of quick tips on how these lay on the tenor drums as far as the warm-ups go. And you can maybe do some kind of creative, setup on the edge of your bed with some pillows and still kind of play some of the patterns as if you were playing tenors, but just make it work the best you can. So 8 taps on the tenors would sound like this. Just moves the 16 around. So you have 8 with each hand on a single drum, and then the 16 moves just back and forth across the drums. Nothing real complicated. You just have to kind of know where you're going to next and make that happen. A couple of tips on playing tenors. The grip's the same, wrist motion's the same as snare, but we want to make sure as we move from drum to drum that we move this way on the x-axis and play on the y-axis. So we don't want a bunch of arch-shaped motion when we're playing. We want nice straight up and down motion, and then you move to the next drum, move to the next drum, and have a nice clean playing pattern still without too much of a sweeping motion going across the drums. The dups. It starts out single drum, and then we get into a sweep motion intentionally, where we play 2 drums side to side. So I'll just give you a little demonstration of how the dups works on the tenors. It just goes down the 4 drums, right, left, right, left. Top drums up here with the right hand, and then back the other way with the left hand. And then for the dup roll, we connect those 2 things together. Like that, so you're just sweeping back and forth that way. And it just continues that on to the other drums as well. So you would have and then we sweep from these 2 drums and then for these 2 drums. And again, like I said, you want to try to get as much x-axis. So you play here, shift over, play here as you do that through those patterns. Okay, so it just works its way around the drums. But again, you can just play it all on a single drum or single pad, even if you're trying out for tenors. Flams, pretty self-explanatory. For quads or basses, it moves up and down the drums. So you'd have flam, flam, flam. and it just keeps repeating down the drums from high to low. Single double diddle, same thing, just up and down the drums. So the first measure, single 16ths, then doubles, and then paradiddles. It actually incorporates two different motions. So you have paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. And then for the triple paradiddle, so just a moving accent. On the triple paradiddle. Roll forms for the quads is all on a single drum, just like the snare. And then accent pattern, you keep all the unaccented notes on a single drum and move the accents around. So I'll play that. The first line starts out, ready, and go, and. And then we get to the syncopation, and it moves to those same drums again. Okay. And then on the where it goes into two accents, we start that over here. And then it reverses that. And then reverses it again. And then one more time. Pretty simple, just on those three drums. And then the last one, the right hand stays stationary and the left hand moves on the first measure. And then you have a double there, and so then you have a left hand pattern that moves. And then the last one's just on the beat, so it's just a pretty simple. And then for the ands, it just does an inverse of that. So it's the same patterns, like I said, it just moves them around on the drums. So if you can make a makeshift setup, that's cool. Or just play it all on a single drum or a single pad. For bass drum, either play the composite rhythm, which would be the same thing that the snare plays, and it is unison most of the time. If you wanted to say, just pick a drum, say, okay, I want to play the second drum, let's say, which would be the second space from the top. So on any of the exercises where it splits up, you would only play when that drum, when that line for that drum happens. So for instance, on the last line of the dups, measure 23, where it splits, 1, 2, 3, 4, goes down the drums. So you would only play the second one. So you would go 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda, 3 E-enda, 4 E-enda, and just not play the other drums. You'd only play the drum that you're playing. Or just play the composite rhythm, which would be 16 notes for the whole measure. And play essentially all of the bass drum parts. You would play them all to play the composite rhythm. But again, you can just do it on a single pad, single drum. I know we really don't have access to equipment right now, which is unfortunate, but that's just the world we're living in, so make the best out of what you have. If you have any questions, please contact me, or if there's any other help I can give as you work through these warm-ups, just let me know. All right, keep drumming. Thanks.